It glows with spellbinding intensity, a vibrant kaleidoscope of artistry and daring, a splash of iridescent genius. Cirque du Soleil presents La Nouba, now astounding audiences of the downtown Disney West Side. To see it is to know the color of imagination. Cirque du Soleil. For tickets, call 407 WDW 7600 now.
La Nouba, the 11th production, 3rd residency, and first Cirque show to have a permanent location outside of Las Vegas. Stage preview performances began on December 23, 1998, with the official grand opening on January 28, 1999. 90 minutes with no intermission. Here, the attic is a metaphor, a way of giving a name to this place within each of us. The reviews are in. Over the years, 1999 to 2014. The CD was recorded at the Cirque du Soleil Theater in downtown Disney over a 4-day period in March of 1999.
Well, that was really cool because we were set up in a truck, traveling recording studio. And this traveling recording studio is a famous one. So it was really, really interesting. They set me up upstairs, and the guys were recording from the truck, and yeah, it was a really cool process, really fun.
The pseudo-documentary Inside La Nouba, From Conception to Perception, released on November 1st of 1999. In 2004, the show was filmed and is currently the only resident show that can claim this distinction. In 2007, 12 members of the Power Track Act performed a blink and you've missed it routine during the pre-game show of the Super Bowl.
Cirque du Soleil has teamed up with internationally acclaimed Miami pop artist Romero Brito.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Food Network Challenge Cirque du Soleil Cakes. If you've been lucky enough to experience a Cirque du Soleil performance firsthand, then you'll know it's a show that pairs spectacular theatrics with phenomenal physical feats.
Can amazing be a souvenir? Actually, yes. Cirque du Soleil, La Nouba.
When considering a change, certain questions should always be asked. Why is it necessary? How should it be done? Franco Dragone. January 2010, Balancing on Chairs is out, and sadly, so is the amazing costume. Replacing the German Will is a jump roping duo and the first act of the show. Jumping rope may sound a bit pedestrian, especially for an opening number, but these performers bring the sort of energy needed to get a spectacle such as this off of the ground. The futuristic costumes add to the visual interest, and a stunt involving other performers in rapid succession jumping ropes they weren't holding. The other new act is legendary juggler Anthony Gatto, fresh from Cusa. The new act is entitled 5 to 7, generally known as Happy Hour, and comes late in the show for a much-needed jolt of energy after some questionable clowning and a more tranquil aerial silks act. In this 9-minute act, Gatto will juggle balls, hoops, and clubs in unprecedented numbers at amazing speeds.
Now for a special performance by artists from La Nouba by Cirque du Soleil in Orlando. And now, to throw out tonight's first pitch from La Nouba, please welcome Anthony Gatto.
But he was later replaced in 2013 with an act that not only includes juggling, but ups the ante with the thrilling addition of Rola Bola, raising the heights you truly have to see to believe. and kudos for bringing back this beloved costume.
Well, Neil, I cannot tell you how excited I am to be standing here on stage with you tonight because we are celebrating 15 years of the Nouba at Walt Disney World.
Happy 15th anniversary. You guys are amazing. Keep up the great work.
Mid-2014, a new clown double act has joined the show. Besides their jobs, these performers have other things in common, such as their nationality and names. I'm Pablo G, and I'm Pablo B, says the duo. These two are the first and last characters the audience sees. They are responsible for 2 skits and 5 acts during the show. The pair's clowning links the acrobatic feats and humanizes much of the show, says Pablo B, who is tall and thin and wears a lilac overcoat. In contrast, his shorter and stockier companion dresses in orange overalls. For 5 years, Pablo G worked on the touring show Alegria, which closed in December 2013. Pablo B joined the tour in its last 6 months.
Atención, atención.
2 of the 5 clown acts in La Nouba come from Alegria. The other 3 are new and were created by the pair.
Because before in Alegria we were doing acts from another clown that we adapt to ourselves, but the creation was for another person. That is a friend that we know and we understand the kind of humor, but was not ours. So here we have the chance to develop the characters, to develop the relationship, and to develop new acts. Yeah.
The new clowns bring a fresh energy to the show, so even if you've seen the show in the past, well, you haven't seen it. When asked how their performance differs from the other clowns, the Pablos didn't hesitate. They talked about their great respect for Balto and Sergei, their La Nouba predecessors, and they also acknowledged that their take was much different. They were like jazz, and we're more like rock and roll with a very fast rhythm. We're like 2 kids mocking each other. Having seen both versions of the show, I definitely think that's a great analogy. Personally, the original pair just didn't do much for me. I mean, seriously. New year, new acts, 2015 to 2017. Cirque du Soleil and the Orlando Ballet are teaming up for the 3rd installment of a special choreography project designed to stimulate and encourage artistic growth. Presented for one night only on February 23rd of 2015.
Big changes coming to the Mouse House.
Disney is in the works to completely revamp its Pleasure Island venue, an area once known for nightclubs and hotspots that switched to a more family-friendly atmosphere.
But there was always competition with Universal City Walk, and now it looks like the race is on yet again.
Pleasure Island permanently closed on September 27, 2008. In 2013, plans were announced for a 3-year renovation and expansion of the downtown Disney complex. And on September 29, 2015, the name officially changed to Disney Springs.
So I guess we just want to thank you guys for 19 years, believe it or not, 19 years, 1998 is when we opened.
The NBA experience, which was built on the DisneyQuest site, opened in 2019. In 2015, Guy sold 90% of his stock in the company, starting what I refer to as the Dark Age of Cirque, or Cirque AG, Cirque after Guy. February 17, 2020, he sells the remaining 10%. The male vocalist with his distinctive falsetto has been eliminated, but thankfully, just the character, as a decent majority of his pre-recorded cues will remain, along with the live female vocalist. And sadly, my favorite character, the Pierrot Clown, has also disappeared, leaving the lost ballerina sole survivor of their forbidden love. La Nouba has added several new acts. Almost 30% of the show is new. For the changes, Cirque brought back the show's original choreographer, lighting team, and composer. The B-Boys are here. The athletic dance is one of 2 new acts in the show, and it's the new opening number. These are moves born in inner city neighborhoods, and that's exactly the vibe show director Daniel Ross wants. La Nouba is a fairy tale, but starts with the idea of the big city, he says. We wanted something powerful and urban. When you watch them, you think, how is this even possible? This is the first b-boy act to appear in a Cirque show, and the first time this particular trio has performed together. All three men sport nicknames, a defining aspect of b-boy culture. Bronx-born Incredible Josh appears in Step Up Revolution and has performed with Janet Jackson and Jennifer Lopez. Flying Buddha has made TV and film appearances and has a string of victories in international competitions. And Bebo, a Puerto Rican native who grew up near Boston, came in third on television's America's Best Dance Crew in 2010 and has appeared on So You Think You Can Dance. All three were born in the 1980s, back when breakdancing exploded into pop culture. In addition to their act, they also provide a few brief moments throughout the show. One, a German will. The other includes bungees.
Yeah, we're fortunate to get the respect and the acknowledgement and recognition that we got, and we're capitalizing off of it, and we're not taking it for granted.
The second new act, and my favorite part of the show, is a romantic aerial performance that's both spellbinding and heart-stopping, and is worlds apart from the aggressive energy of the b-boys. Called aerial bamboo, this traditional Chinese circus art is rarely performed today. Bamboo remains only in the act's name. The couple's pole-like apparatus suspended from the theater ceiling is now made of stainless steel. In one of the remarkable sequences, she spins with unnerving speed, supported by the strength of her partner. They learn the intricate combinations of balance and flexibility required for aerial bamboo about a decade ago from retiring Russian artists. It's a really rare act, so they didn't want it to disappear, he said. The two, who married after 10 years of dating, had been in discussion with Cirque about working together for years, waiting until the right show came along. The grace and poetic moments of their act make this the perfect counterpoint to the b-boys. These new segments replace the jump rope and high wire acts.
Says there's not a bad seat in the house, and sort of that's true. Franco Dragone, who was the director of this show when it was created, he did the mise en scène, he did the balancing of the stage and what's where, and the show is amazingly done in that way that if you sit in one place and then you see the show from somewhere else, you're going to see something different.
One act that's for me the most dangerous is the red fabric. The girls have no safety, so we rely on their concentration, and if something is missed, they can fall to the stage really fast. So
one last trip inside the attic of make-believe. Michael Eisner, former CEO of Disney, said that this show is one of the successes that he is most proud of.
Hello? Hi.
For the old guardian angels, to the new guardian angels, I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.
After 19 years, on December 31st, 2017, La Nouba takes its final bow at 10:30 p.m. And believe me when I tell you, this was the most intense and electrifying Cirque performance I had ever experienced. The crowd was insane, applauding the cast with each and every action of perfection. The theater was full of former cast and crew with their families, along with lots of Cirque employees from other Cirque shows. And an impressive amount of fans flew in from all around the world just to be a part of the final performance. I'm not sure I will ever get to experience the emotions I felt that night at another Cirque show ever again, which is a true testament to Franco's genius. The last Dragon resident show to open was the first to close, leaving only 2 of his Cirque creations in production. The absence of Franco's creative genius in the company is greatly felt to this very day. During its run, La Nouba has been seen by over 10 million guests and performed just under 9,000 times with an average gross of $70 million per year. The tale opened with a countdown and closes with the grass carpet. We don't know if they live happily ever after, but we do know the story is over. And when did this story take place? None can say. Time is ageless here. This is the time of tales. Once there was not, but this time there was La Nouba. The end.
Begin a tale with the breath I inhale and cast a spell. Using words I propel, set you a sail to a place where dreams of men dwell. Nightmares impatiently await to test one's faith by how well you can deal with a tale that tells itself, said the storyteller. A bestseller is what I had in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, settle in once upon a time. Here's where you'll find me, La Nouba.
Cirque du Soleil Entertainment and Disney Parks are thrilled to announce Drawn to Life, the highly anticipated new family-friendly show inspired by the art of Disney animation, will take up residency inside the refurbished theater at Disney Springs. Written and directed by Michelle Laprise, Curious, and Septimo Dia, and scheduled to open for previews on March 20th, 2020, with the official premiere April 17th.
From day one, we said we want this show to appeal to the families in particular. What we're creating here, potential to be a classic. It's beyond what I imagined.
But then...
This is the pandemic. Cirque du Soleil, successful touring around the world. 8 permanent shows in Las Vegas closed. Permanent home in Disney World closed.
It's all happening right here at Pleasure Island. Huh?